You're going to take back control of your time without using a watch, and I'm going to show you how. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Another Cozy Morning. I'm not even going to lie to you. It's actually afternoon when I'm recording this. However, it will be posted Friday morning for everybody to see, watch, listen, hear, and start next week off right. I realized when I was doing like this, I wanted to do it in the morning at some point. And Fridays I'm still working, so I can kind of still engage. I can kind of keep up with it. When I was doing it on Sunday, I don't work Sundays, so I wasn't seeing when people were commenting, or it was harder for me to promote it and all the things. So I was like, let me just do this on Fridays because that'll be easier for me. But now, because I do it on Fridays, it's like good tips for people to like have that fresh restart on Monday. Like you hear this on Friday and you're like, okay, Monday, I'm going to get all my like ducks in a row this weekend, and Monday I'm going to start this. And I don't know, I thought that was cool. So I'm super excited. Thank you everybody who has been around and here and giving me feedback on the first episode. I'm just beyond excited for this turn in like my content creation and how I'm doing things, and just how my Instagram is going and all the things. I am definitely one of those people that deleted TikTok like right when it got like banned, so I don't have it on my phone anymore. So I am not on TikTok anymore, actively on TikTok. You can still see some of my old stuff if you have it on your phone, but I don't. So I am happy on Instagram and YouTube and Threads. Honestly, I've been having the time of my life on Threads. So you can follow me on all of those at It's Mikayla Barnes. And yeah, I'm super excited. We are in part 2 of a series I'm calling A Cozy Girl's Guide to Productivity. And today we're talking about time management. So get your notebooks, get your pads, write down all the things, and we're going to take back control of our time in 2025. Okay, let's get into it. We're going to learn how to tackle this, because I promise having a schedule that is hour by hour, minute by minute is not that deep, and it is not necessary. So last week I let you guys know that I was still kind of struggling with not having a 9 to 5, and not really like having the job of a 9 to 5, but struggling with not having the structure. It was like when I had a 9 to 5, I just knew like this is how my morning was going to go, because I had to leave by this time. I would get to work and I would have time blocks throughout the day on what tasks I needed to do, where I needed to be, all of the things. And then I would come home and I would have like a routine then. And so from the time that we're little to the time that we go to school and to college and to work, we're always put in these like time blocks. And so as an entrepreneur, as somebody who stays at home, as somebody who does not go out, as a work from home person, it's really hard to have those times down. So I'm going to set the scene for you, because time management advice can be super stressful, overwhelming, and unforgiving, and I don't want it to be that. Time management is just for you to have a little bit more control of your day and to feel more accomplished by the end of the day. It is not so that way you can just fill your day with things to do because you feel lazy, or you need to have every hour mapped out, or you don't know what to do with yourself. I promise it's not that deep. You can feel super guilty for not sticking to these things. And when you watch other people that are trying to give you time management advice, sometimes you stick to it for a week and you feel really good about it. But after some time, you start to like go out of the system and you're like, oh my gosh, what in the world? Like, why am I like no longer in control of my time? And that's because you were putting somebody else's schedule and time management into your life, and it does not work that way. We all have different lives, different schedules, different things that we do, and time management is to just kind of like wrap it up nice and pretty and help you feel more productive throughout your day in the life that you live. At the end of this, I am going to tell you about some apps that I use, just because I'm not a planner person at all, and I'll get into it, but just stick around because I will be sharing the apps that I use for my time management and just kind of planning out my day and things that I do within my day. Okay, so time management tips, time management that does not require a watch, that does not require a certain day or time to start, that does not require an alarm. You're going to start with cozy morning and evening routines. So what I mean by that is literally, like, for me, my morning routine is a little bit longer, but it also is a little different every single day. I try to be up by 7:30. I just am somebody who really likes my time in the mornings. And even though I also like my time in the evenings, getting up in the morning just before life begins is just such a time of peace and rest for me. So I really do try to be up by 7:30. That doesn't always happen, but I do. And I will read my Bible and pray for an hour, and then I will make coffee, and depending on the day and what's going on, sometimes I'll take my dog out for a walk. Sometimes my husband will take the dog out for a walk. It just depends on the schedule. My husband also has a job. He does work a 9 to 5, but it is like very flexible, and he's able to work from home. So we both are here. We're both just having a good old time working from home, but like the schedule can kind of change. But from 7 to like 7:30 to like 10 is like what I would consider my morning routine, or just the things that I want to get done before work. And I'll jump into that a little bit later, but you don't have to have like a 3-hour time like I do. I have just kind of made my schedule and made my life revolve around my morning. I just really like my morning, but this could literally be as simple as making a cup of coffee or latte and writing out your to-do list for the day. And then at night, it could be as simple as putting on your favorite podcast while you do your skincare, or taking 15 minutes to be by yourself and read. Like, you want to think of this time as an anchor for your day and for your night. Getting that cup of coffee and writing your to-do list is like, this is a time where I get to just sit down before the rest of my day starts. And then listening to a podcast or reading a book is like, this is what I get to do right before my day ends. These little small everyday tasks that you do in the morning and evening can really help boost your productivity. So the second thing is using time blocking flexibility. So what do I mean by that? Like I said, I get up at 7:30-ish, and I don't start my like work day until 10. So in between this time, I will read my Bible, I will take my dog on a walk, I'll cook breakfast, I'll work out, whatever it is that I decide to do that day, honestly, is what happens in that time block. So it wasn't like, oh, I need to go to the gym from this time to this time. Now, if you go to the gym like from, let's say, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. every single morning, that is so good. But for girlies like me who do not do that and just kind of have a flexible, slow morning, it just depends. It just really depends. And so I've blocked off that time as no work. This is what I'm going to do before I go out, or before I start, like before I clock in, before I start recording content, whatever it is. This time is my morning block for getting myself ready for the day. Then I'll have from like 10 to 12, like I'm like locked in on work. And then I'll take a break where I'll do a little bit of housekeeping here and there, but it just depends on what I need to do that day. I don't have to do laundry every single day. I don't have to clean my dishes every single day, and I don't have to deep clean my house every single day. So whatever between 12, 1, and 1:30, between that time is like, find something to do. Basically, find something to do. And then from 1 to like, I would say 5 or 6, I'll do more work, and sometimes even 7, but that's the like flexibility. I have it in blocks. I have my morning time, I have my late morning time, and then I have my afternoon time, and then I have like afternoon to evening time. And then evening is like let's find something fun to do. Let's watch a show. Let's cook some dinner, make some cookies. Let's do something fun because it's evening and we're no longer working. If you have the time blocking schedule instead of your hour by hour or minute by minute schedule that we love to do so much, this is going to help you add more things into your day, take away things into your day, and it's going to give you the flexibility that if something goes a little bit longer, you know, okay, well, I can just move this into my next block, but you don't have to stress out about it because we're not trying to stress here in our adulthood. We're just trying to live our lives, okay? Don't stress. Managing your time is supposed to fit around you, not the other way around. And so time blocking flexibility is perfect for that because you definitely are managing your time and you're setting like boundaries, but then at the same time, you're not so stuck to this that if you go a little bit over, it's going to throw off the rest of your day. This one is my favorite. I think that it's really good for those of us who are like really still trying to learn time management. It is what I call the top 3 rule, or I've added the top 1, the top 3, the top 5, and the top 10. Because this is basically picking your top 3 non-negotiable things that have to get done that day. So for instance, let's say that I had a dentist appointment, I needed to record a YouTube video, and I needed to make a phone call to make an appointment, and I needed to get groceries. Okay, so I have 4 things on my list, and I'm like, there's no way I can do all of this. I'm already burnt out. I'm kind of tired. So I will not record the YouTube video. And I will go get groceries because we need food. I will go to the dentist because my teeth need to be cleaned. And I will make that call because it's an important call. Maybe. So you're just picking those top 3. So I also made the top 1, 5, and 10 because you could at the beginning of your day. So say you're going to be that person that makes your coffee and sits down and writes down your to-do list that day. You can write down your top 10 to-do lists and then pick 5 out of that list that is like, okay, if all else fails, these 5 need to get done. And then you're like, okay, if all else fails, these 3 need to get done. And if all else fails, I have to do this one thing no matter what. And I feel like that's going to help you prioritize as well, because you can say, okay, well, if this thing is the one thing that needs to get done, let me put all of my focus into this and then move on to your top 3. Okay, these are non-negotiable for the day. I'm going to do all 3 of these. And then if you have more time, you can go to your top 5 and then your top 10. Super easy, super chill. But then at least you accomplished one thing. If all else fails, if you're time blocking and having the flexibility, you should be able to get all 10 of your things done, ladies. Okay, all 10 of them. But if not, that's okay. You can, if like everything goes off the rails, you have your one thing. The other thing that I love about time blocking is that there can be like these times of buffer. So like I said, I don't have to do laundry. I don't have to clean my kitchen. I don't have to deep clean every single day. So that time in between 12 and 1:30, where I'm stepping away from my computer, I'm stepping away from content. I'm stepping away from content creation. I'm stepping away from work. What am I going to do in between this time? So I posted on Instagram that you could do a 20-minute workout. And I know that sounds so weird to do in the middle of your day, but it's a good thing to do, especially if you're somebody who sits most of the day, to get up and move your body. You also get a workout in, so it's a win-win for everybody. You can also go on a walk, you can read a book, you can color, you can play a video game, whatever it is. Like in these times of like this buffer, it's not like a what's the word I'm looking for, a strain to do something that you enjoy. So in the middle of your day, you're able to do these little things, these brain off activities that I called them, to help boost your mood, to help boost your mobility, to help increase your health in the middle of your day. And you can do this throughout your entire day. You can have a time in the morning that you do this, and in the afternoon and in the evening. Or if it's like, okay, I really only have 20 minutes and I really need to get a workout in, let me just turn on my TV and put on Grow with Joe. She's my favorite. She's my favorite one. She has all different times. So like you can do 10 minutes, you can do 15, 20, 30, an hour, 2 hours. I think 2 hours is the longest that I've seen. I've actually never done anything longer than an hour. I get bored in my living room. I don't know why. But yeah, so that's just, it's really good. And there's so many benefits to doing those things that will help not only increase your quality of life, but also help you in your work environment as well. But depending on how big your gap of buffer time is, you could also watch YouTube videos. You can watch a TV show. You can literally scroll on social media without feeling bad, like all the things. You can do all the things, and that's what that buffer time is for. So if you were like, from this time to this time I need to do this, and from this time to this time I need to do that, you're going to get stuck in this, like, if I do anything outside of my schedule, I am going to get off. You won't have any time to do anything outside of your schedule that you enjoy. Embrace your buffer time, find something that you like to do, and you'll be okay. Okay, so you started off your morning with a cozy routine. You ended your day with a cozy evening routine. You used time blocking flexibility. You got your top 3. You're embracing your buffer time. And the last thing you're going to do is batch your tasks for less stress. So what do I mean by this? You're going to group similar tasks into one. So say you have to clean your bathroom. You have 2 bathrooms and a kitchen. I have 2 bathrooms and a kitchen that I would say all kind of require the same type of deep cleaning, up to my standards. So like wiping the countertops, sweeping the floors, mopping the floors, cleaning out the sinks, wiping down, appliances or the mirrors or whatever. All of that is kind of the same. So I will set like a timer for an hour and 30 minutes. Setting a timer for me helps me to like just put my phone down. I can put a podcast in. I'm not distracted, like picking it up and putting it down. I put the timer on, I put in a podcast, and I get to cleaning. And I just see how much I can clean within that time block. And sometimes it'll be like, oh, I have to like just wipe down the mirrors and my timer ran out. I'll wipe down the mirrors. But if it's like, okay, I have to clean a whole nother bathroom, I'm going to wait a second. I'm not going to do this right now. I'll come back to it later. But that's just because I've been go the whole time. And I just like to take like a little bit of a rest every once in a while, but not too much, just a little bit. But this could also be like you have a doctor's appointment and you need to go get groceries. Instead of like going to get groceries, coming home and going to the doctor's appointment, like go to the doctor's appointment, then get groceries, or get your groceries, then go to the do it the other way. Go to the doctor, then get your groceries. So that way you are like out and you just like killed 2 birds with 1 stone. You don't have to go in and out. It just, to me, that's just so much. I'm like, if I have to keep going out and coming back in and going out and coming back in, I don't feel like I can like really lock into what I need to be doing at home. And I don't feel like I can really lock into what I should be doing when I'm out, I don't know. So batch your tasks for less stress and you'll have a good week. You'll have a good week, a good month, a good life if you just apply these little things to your time management. Now that you have some more practical ways of managing your time and you're going to do it and you're going to do it well and you're going to have a good 2025 taking control back of your time, okay? You're going to do that. I wanted to share a few apps, only 2 apps, or I guess 3-ish. I am going to share some apps with you that help me. I tried so hard to be a pen and paper girly when it came to scheduling my days and my times, like having my phone like up to my ear and like being on the phone with the dentist and they're like, okay, we have an appointment at like February blah 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 at 12 p.m. and like writing it down. I will never open the book again. Never. So the first app that I use is Notion. I go onto Notion daily. I started using Notion as a content planner for my business. I use it a lot for work mostly, and to hold like research notes and all the things, like everything's in one space. I love that it's customizable, so it's like not too overwhelming. You can put stuff in different pages. You can add everything to one page if that's easier for you. Notion is really good at making it to where it fits your needs. But since using Notion, I've actually started using it as a reading tracker. I've started using it to track like fitness and helping keep me accountable, which it's not. But I do track like, okay, I want to drink 40 ounces of water a day. I want to walk at least a mile a day, and I want to work out at least 3 times a week or whatever. So I'll like put all of that into my Notion, and I can see my progress. And it's just really a really good app to have. And it syncs across like all your devices. So I have it on my phone, my iPad, and my laptop. I have all Apple devices, so all of that stuff usually syncs anyways. But if you were to have like a Samsung and an iPad and a Dell computer, you can use Notion on all of them and they'll sync between all 3. So that's really, really nice. I've also seen people create planners on here for people to purchase. You can go on to Notion's website and actually look at templates that people have created. There's free ones, there are some that are paid, and it's just a really awesome app. Like I'm an advocate for Notion. Okay, this video is not sponsored, but Notion, if you're watching this and you want it to be, my email is in the description. The second app I use is Apple Calendar, and this is where I said maybe 3 apps, because I used to use Google until I really just decided to like dive all the way into iOS like operating system. I used Google because I didn't have a MacBook and I wanted something that was going to go across all devices. But now that I have a Mac and an iPad and an iPhone, it just all goes together. So the Apple Calendar is what I use. If you don't have Apple, Google is just as good. If I'm being completely honest, I feel like Apple is now kind of taking like notes from Google Calendar because it's starting to look a little bit more like that, but that's just me. So they are very, very similar, but this actually helps me because it gives me reminders and notifications for things that are coming up, and I don't have to go into my Notion to see what's going on. So that's the only reason why I don't use Notion like fully for planning my life, but I do really enjoy a good Apple Calendar and a good Notion. I also have used this app in the past called Family Calendar. Me and my husband used it for a little bit, but I just kind of feel like it was taking up space on my phone. We both use Apple, so it was just easier to like integrate Apple than it was to just have a whole nother app. But on Family Calendar, if you have a paid version, you can actually make grocery lists and things for the household and all the things, and everybody in your family calendar can actually add stuff to it. So if I was going to the grocery store and my husband was like, oh, we need bananas, let me add bananas to the list real quick, it would pop up on my phone that, you know, he wanted bananas. So that is really cool, but I think you do have to have the paid version of it. And we never really used it like that. So those are 3 apps that I would say are good for planning your life and just kind of integrating everything with your family and with all of your devices, especially if you work from home. And are an entrepreneur or a podcaster or a content creator or whatever. So yeah, that is all I have for you. Let's check in. What is something that you struggle with in terms of time management, and which one of these ways that you can add to managing your time and taking back control of your time spoke most to you? For me, I said the top 3 like rule is the biggest thing for me. I think that's the best and easiest way to really just feel accomplished every single day, no matter what, because you've at least accomplished 3 things, or 1 or 5 or 10 in that day, no matter what happens. I'm somebody who wants to do things efficiently and effectively, and so if something takes a little bit longer and I can't do some other things, then I'm okay with that. Thank you guys so much for listening and being here. I'm so grateful. I'm so thankful, and I cannot wait to get to part 3 of the Cozy Girl Guide to Productivity next week. And don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, push all the buttons, because it really, really helps this channel / podcast out. I also have a Ko-fi page below where you can help this channel by buying me a coffee, and I cannot wait to see you next week. And until next time, stay cozy. I'll see you next Friday.